Chloe, I have good news.
Good news? Please tell me what happened.
Actually, Lucy's getting married.
Really? Wow, that's really good news. Congratulations.
Lucy will be a lovely bride, unlike someone else.
What do you mean by that?
You don't have to ask that question. I was on the groom's side at your wedding, so it wasn't so subtle. Attendees' eyes are on the bride's side, aren't they?
Well, yes. Weddings are for brides, aren't they?
I don't know, but your mother was the only one in the spotlight. I bet it must have felt good to have a letter from the bride read to your mother and make her weep, huh?
I beg your pardon? I didn't know you felt that way when you were attending the wedding. Please don't say such a thing in front of my mother.
I won't say it. Because this time, I'm going to be in that position. I'm getting excited.
Dahlia, I think there's something wrong with what you're saying.
Why?
Because Lucy is the star of this wedding, right? Not you.
But I'm the one who will lead her when she's going for a dress change, right? And there will be a letter from the bride to her mother, too.
That's for Lucy to decide.
Really?
Yes. Weddings vary nowadays. Lucy, her husband-to-be, and the wedding planner will consult with each other. The wedding planner decides the progression of the wedding.
Wow! Times have changed, haven't they? Well then, I must accompany the two of them.
Why would you do that?
It's obvious. Because I want to feel the spotlight on me too. Not just the bride.
I think that's not a good idea. So maybe you should consult with Lucy first. That's my suggestion.
Chloe, the wedding is finally approaching. I've been working so hard to prepare for it, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's Lucy and her husband who have been working hard to prepare, though.
I've also been working hard on my diet to look perfect.
Oh, I see. Anyway, please look after Lucy instead of yourself. It's her wedding.
What are you talking about? If the mother of the bride isn't beautiful, even the bride would be ashamed, right? I'm sure Lucy would want me to shine brighter than anyone else.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Huh? Are you trying to be petty with me?
No, I don't mean to, but I just think that Lucy and her husband are the center of attention, not you.
You're really rude. Anyway, my dress is ready, isn't it?
Yes, I've prepared it just as you told me.
Did you give the music tape for the entrance to the venue staff?
We've already arranged that too.
And I forgot to mention, but are you sure about the accessories?
Whose accessories?
Of course, mine. I can't imagine wearing the most beautiful dress ever without accessories. Unthinkable, right?
Well, I'm sorry I didn't realize until you mentioned it.
You're so obtuse. Will you get those ready in time?
Maybe.
I don't want you to say maybe. Make sure you get them ready by the wedding day. Do you understand?
Yes, Dahlia.
Chloe, I'm sorry that Mom's being unreasonable again.
Are you talking about the jewelry?
I got an angry message from her saying that you forgot to prepare that.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry. Mom's really selfish. I don't understand her nerve of trying to show off more than her daughter at the wedding.
I don't understand it either. Your mother is so persistent, so I don't think I can turn her down.
I feel sorry for Lucy. It's her wedding, but Mom even showed up at the meeting with the wedding planner. She was telling them what to do during the wedding. I'm afraid it won't be the wedding that Lucy really wants.
I agree with you, but it seemed like Lucy was giving up hope too.
Well, I guess so. Mom never listens to anyone's opinion. It's that kind of thing that makes people hate you.
What?
I think Mom was always hated by the relatives. They always took a step back from her. I understood that even as a kid.
I see.
I think Dad is getting tired of her too.
What do you mean?
He's been thinking about divorcing Mom, but he's decided to stay married until after Lucy's wedding. I was surprised when I heard about that, but I think it's better for him to divorce Mom.
I don't know what I can say. It's your father's decision, so we need to respect him. But until Lucy's wedding, we're still a family. Let's be cheerful for Lucy's sake.
You're right. Thank you. Just tell Mom I said hi, even though it's going to take a lot of effort to deal with her.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry about that. Let's hope that we can manage to have the best wedding for Lucy.
Absolutely.
Richard, can I have a minute with you?
What's wrong?
I just got a call that my mother collapsed.
From who?
Apparently, she collapsed at work. So an employee called my father, and my father called me.
Is she all right?
I don't think so. So I'm gonna go to the general hospital near my parents' house.
Okay, please do so. Are you okay to go there by yourself?
Yeah. I mean, my father will be there, so I should be fine. Anyway, I don't know the details about Mom's condition, so I'm going to check on her. I'm sorry that I need to go before Lucy's wedding.
Don't worry about that. I'll let Lucy know about your current situation. Call me as soon as you find out about your mother's condition, okay? I'll be waiting for your call.
I will. Thanks for everything.
Hey, Chloe! When are you coming to pick me up? It's already past the appointed time. I won't be able to get dressed in time if you don't come. I have to get my hair set and makeup done too.
Dahlia, please listen to me. I can't go to the wedding.
Huh? What are you talking about? Why can't you go to my daughter's wedding? I'll never forgive you.
Lucy is here with me.
Why? Why are you with my daughter? It's her wedding today. I mean, what do you mean you can't go to the wedding?
Gosh, you really don't know anything about that?
I don't understand what you're saying.
We're in the middle of a funeral.
A funeral? Whose funeral?
My mother. 2 days ago, she collapsed at work. She died from heart failure.
Oh my God. Your mother passed away?
Yes.
Then what about Lucy's wedding?
Lucy wanted to attend my mother's funeral, so she canceled the wedding.
Huh? What do you mean? You've ruined my daughter's wedding. What about the dress I prepared?
Dahlia, we're in the middle of my mother's funeral. How can you talk like that?
Because I've prepared everything for this day.
Looks like you lack common sense.
I mean, why didn't you contact me when your mother passed away? Our relatives don't even know that the wedding is canceled, so they're on their way to the wedding venue.
All of the relatives are coming to the funeral.
Huh? Why? How come I don't know and they know first? Isn't it strange?
When my mother passed away, Lucy and Richard helped me to contact everyone who was invited to the wedding. That's why the relatives came all the way here for my mother's funeral.
Wait a minute. Why haven't they contacted me? Did you do that on purpose?
I was the first to contact you, but no matter how many times I tried to call you, I couldn't get through.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. Didn't you check the incoming call log?
What?
Besides, Richard has been trying to reach you too, but he said he couldn't get through. What on earth were you doing?
It's just...
Just what?
I was getting ready for the wedding.
What kind of preparations did you do that you couldn't answer the call?
I need to look good for the wedding. So I went to the hair salon and dyed my hair.
And after that, I went for a massage. Then I had tea to show off in front of my friends. I'm speechless.
Don't be rude. I'm supposed to be at my best for my daughter's wedding. It's just too much to bear that the wedding has to be canceled.
My mother passed away. It's her funeral today. How can you continue to have a wedding in this situation? Lucy felt responsible since my mother took a good care of her. So she decided to cancel the wedding right away.
Why is Lucy indebted to your mother?
You didn't know about what happened?
What?
My mother was a pastry chef. That's why she was supposed to make Lucy's wedding cake today. And while she was making it, she collapsed.
No kidding!
That's why Lucy felt so responsible. She rushed to my mother's side first with her husband. When all the relatives heard about it, they came to my mother's funeral. And yet, only you weren't there.
Just me?
It seems that all the relatives tried to contact you too.
No way. I don't accept incoming calls from unknown numbers, so I ignore all those calls.
I can't believe you did that. If you receive calls from the same number over and over again, why don't you answer?
Because I was at the hair salon. Why would I look at my cell phone?
You didn't look at it afterwards?
I didn't know the number, so I just left it there.
Then what about the calls from Richard and Lucy?
I didn't look at those right away. I thought it wasn't a big deal, so I just left it there.
I see.
If I didn't answer the phone, you should have just texted me by WhatsApp.
Richard and Lucy did that too, you know.
Huh? Oh, I wonder why I didn't notice that.
After all, you were only thinking of yourself. You only care about how to stand out at your daughter's wedding. You were so desperate to do that, so you didn't pay attention to anything else.
Well, that's because I never thought that your mother would pass away before my daughter's wedding. It was inevitable.
I understand you very well. I'm at the funeral now, so if you'll excuse me.
Wait, Chloe! Chloe, pick up the phone. I know you're aware. Hurry up and pick up the phone.
What is it?
My husband just asked me for a divorce. It's your fault. What are you going to do about it?
What? Why is it my fault?
This happened because you canceled my daughter's wedding.
What? I keep telling you my mother passed away. There's no way we can have a wedding on the same day as her funeral day. Your husband, Richard, Lucy and her husband, they all felt the same way.
Besides messing up my daughter's wedding, you made my husband divorce me.
For your information, your husband apologized to me.
Why would he do that?
He said he's sorry that his wife made such a call, while I'm in deep sorrow of losing my own mother.
Seriously?
You are an extremely self-centered woman. Your husband said he's been through a lot in his life to cope with you.
My husband said that?
That's why you're always hated by the relatives. Every time there's a gathering, your husband felt ashamed.
Why?
It's because of your outrageous behavior. Even today, you were preoccupied with the wedding until the very end. Lucy and her husband said they couldn't carry on with the wedding, so they made arrangements to postpone the wedding right away.
That's right.
Lucy's parents-in-law also attended the funeral. That was very painful for me too. I was very touched by their sympathy.
Oh no.
And yet, you cared nothing about anything else until the very end. Your husband was fed up with your attitude.
No way.
He said he has put up with your self-centered behavior for a long time, but he can't do it any longer.
Did my husband really say that? He would never say such a thing.
But he's actually asked you for a divorce, right?
Yes, but...
Your husband has been thinking about divorcing you for a long time.
What?
But Lucy wasn't married yet, so he decided to wait until Lucy got married.
That's a lie.
I heard that your husband finally exploded in anger when he heard about my mother's funeral.
Exploded in anger?
By the way, all the relatives were also stunned. It seems they didn't have a good impression of you to begin with.
That's not true. What are you talking about? You don't know anything about me.
If that's how you feel, it's fine. All of the relatives said they don't want to have anything to do with you ever again in the future.
You're not going to get away with this. Instead, do something about my husband. He's going to divorce me because of you.
Unfortunately, I can't change your husband's long-held feelings.
What are you talking so cheekily about?
Then, Richard also said he's going to cut ties with you.
Huh? Richard?
Yes. Ever since he was little, his self-centered mother has always pushed him around. Even so, he said he's always thought of you as his beloved mother. But you didn't even show up at my mother's funeral. You went to hair salons and thought only of yourself. He said he was fed up with your selfishness.
I don't know why he said that.
We will have more family members in the future. So he said he doesn't want his mother to give bad influence on us. So he's going to cut ties with you.
That's a lie. There's no way Richard would say such a thing.
And let me tell you something else. Lucy also said the same thing.
My daughter too?
You were participating in every meeting with the wedding planner, but you didn't know that my mother was the one who made the wedding cake. So Lucy was very upset.
Well,
if things continue like this, she said that the wedding is going to be a mess. So she decided to cut ties with you before the wedding.
Oh no. What about my dress? What about my accessories? We had discussed every detail of the scene.
I don't care. But I guess that was too much of a nuisance for Lucy and her husband. They've postponed it, but they're going to ban you from coming to the wedding.
No kidding. How could you let this happen? I'll be all alone. This is all your fault, Chloe. What have you done?
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't have time to think about you because of my mother's sudden and unexpected death.
It's your mother's fault that she suddenly passed away.
I can't believe you just said that. I must say that I despise you with all my heart. I absolutely can't allow you to talk about my mother like that.
Stop blabbering nonsense. You've caused me so much trouble. You should properly convince my family. I have no intention of divorcing my husband. I'm not divorcing my husband and I'm not cutting ties with my children.
That's not my decision. It's your husband and children's decision. I don't think it will make any difference even if I try to persuade them. Besides, I don't think I can keep up with your selfishness anymore either.
Huh? Then why don't you just divorce Richard?
Why should I do that? Even if I divorce Richard, I don't think your husband will change his mind. I don't think he would want to spend the rest of his life with such a self-centered person like you.
Huh? Then what should I do?
Why don't you apologize to your family for everything you've done?
Apologize?
Each of them said that you've been a mess because of your improper behaviors.
That's not true.
Well, even if you apologize now, their desire to get away from you won't change.
Well,
I don't think you have any other thing you can do to solve the problem.
Wait a minute. You're my son's wife, right? You have to help me. Isn't it your duty to help your mother-in-law when she's in trouble?
Don't be silly. You didn't even show up at my mother's funeral, and you're saying whatever you want. I would never help a heartless person like you. Besides, you don't seem to understand anything I'm trying to tell you. I have no intention of continuing my family relationship with you. I'm going to cut ties with you.
Don't say that. You're the only one I can count on, okay? Do something about it.
I refuse. I don't even want to see your face anymore. I'm cutting ties with you after this conversation.
You're lying. Don't say that, please. Don't abandon me.
Please let the jokes stop here. I still have a lot to do with my mother. Now, if you'll excuse me, please take care of yourself.
Chloe, don't be so cold. I don't want to be alone. Hey, help me out.
After that, my parents-in-law officially divorced. Dahlia resisted desperately, but my father-in-law, who had put up with her for many years, was very determined. Richard and Lucy decided to cut ties with Dahlia, saying that they could not forgive her for the terrible things she had done to my mother. Dahlia was treated coldly by her relatives, and she became a solitary person throughout her life. 6 months after my mother's funeral, Lucy's wedding took place without a hitch. She even mentioned about the wedding cake that my mother was supposed to make during the celebration. It was a wedding that made me happy and sad, but seeing Lucy's happy face made me feel relieved. Of course, Dahlia was never invited to the wedding. Refusing to live in the same area, Dahlia moved to some unknown place. No one knows where she is now. Whether she's living alone and lonely, no one knows about that. I only hope that she's taking care of her health. Anyway, I have a child with Richard. The child hasn't been born yet, but every day I'm overflowing with gratitude for my mother.
Hey, Bree. I remember seeing wrinkles on Jared's suit yesterday.
Good morning, Abigail. Is that so? That's weird. I didn't notice that this morning.
Don't tell me you didn't even see him off in the morning.
Oh, yesterday, my daughter had to use the bathroom just as he was about to leave, so I didn't see him off to the front door.
Unbelievable! You don't even see your husband off as he leaves for work? I never missed a day when my husband was alive. Poor Jared. My baby deserves better than that.
Huh? Was Jared complaining about this?
No, he wouldn't say that, because my sweet baby is kind-hearted.
That's what I thought.
Which is why I can't tolerate you.
What? What do you mean?
You never pay Jared any respect.
Of course I do. Yesterday was an exception because my daughter had to use the potty. But I see him off to work every day. He even kisses me goodbye as he leaves.
Geesh! I'm not just talking about seeing him off to work. You're not really cut out to be a wife. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not sure about that. Wait, how did you know what he looked like yesterday?
That's because I met him in the city.
By coincidence?
Of course.
Jared was working overtime yesterday and came back home past 10 o'clock. Why were you out so late?
That's none of your business. Can't I go out whenever I like?
Aw, you went to see him again. You really love your son, don't you?
No, I told you it was a coincidence. My goodness, clearly you have no idea how to be a decent wife. You need to learn some lessons. Bree, you're coming to my house this afternoon.
Today? Did you need me for anything? Well, today I actually had to go see my parents.
Your parents? Can't that wait for tomorrow?
I've been told they have something important to tell me.
Bree, you're saying your parents are more important than the house you married into?
That's not what this is about.
Well, in this case, you're coming to see me today. Don't tell me you can't listen to your husband's mother.
All right, I understand. I might be a bit late, but I'll come see you in the afternoon.
Hey, Bree, where are you wasting time? You're late.
I'm sorry, Abigail. I had a long discussion with my parents, and my daughter threw a tantrum saying she didn't want to leave.
Fine. So, Madeline's coming with you, right?
Actually, she wasn't being cooperative, so I had to leave her at my parents' house. I thought I should hurry my way to see you, so...
What? You mean I can't see her today?
Not today, I'm sorry. I'll take her to see you some other time.
I don't need you coming alone.
Huh?
I can't see Maddie today, right? What's the point in having you come all by yourself?
But you needed me for something, didn't you?
You? Why would I ever need you?
What?
I just wanted to see Maddie.
You called me in just for that?
Well, duh. Of course I want to see my precious granddaughter.
No, I mean, that didn't have to be today.
Just like that. You always put your own parents over me and disregard me every chance you get.
No, that's not my intention. I had already planned to see my parents today.
Stop making excuses.
What?
You obviously hate me. I can see that clearly now.
No, I don't hate you. Abigail.
Bree, I heard you made Jared go to your parents' house yesterday.
Oh yeah, he went to pick up Maddie.
You're insufferable. Why would you make him do that after a long day of work?
Actually, he volunteered to go.
What?
When I was on my way to go see you, I got caught in a really heavy traffic. So I told him that, and he offered to go pick her up for me, since it'd be faster to just go from his office.
Unbelievable! Why did you let Maddie act out in the first place? Making my poor baby make up for your mistakes?
Act out? Madeline was crying because she missed my parents so much. Taking her away from them just seemed cruel.
Stop making things up. That never happens at my house.
I'm not making it up. Yesterday, we had a special circumstance.
What do you mean?
Sorry, my parents wanted me to keep it private, so...
Either way, you always treat Jared so poorly. I don't feel the love and support. You know what I mean? As a wife, you need to appreciate your husband more.
I promise, I really appreciate him already.
Enough with the excuses. Jared has a kind heart, so he can't complain. I won't forgive you if I find you using him like a servant.
Servant? No, I've never treated him like that.
Ugh, you really need some educating, don't you? Bree, I heard about your parents. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I can't believe they're moving abroad. If only I had a chance to say farewell.
Did Jared tell you?
Yes, because you didn't tell me a thing.
I'm sorry about that. My parents are kind of quirky in that way. It was about this that we talked about last month, so Maddie began crying, hearing they wouldn't be able to see her anymore.
Oh, I see.
I thought it was too weird to tell anyone that my parents are moving abroad at their age.
Why? That's not weird at all.
Is that so?
Of course. It's wonderful to keep following your dreams even after aging. You should be really proud of your parents, Bree.
Abigail?
Well, you might be worried now, since you won't be able to see them often. But your parents are so privileged to have that chance. You can count on me now.
Thank you, Abigail. I was feeling a bit down since their departure, so your kind words mean a lot.
You don't have a thing to worry about. You're like my daughter, after all.
You're right, I'll be fine. I have another mother in this country, after all.
You're getting it. By the way, about your house?
Huh?
I heard you inherited your parents' land.
Yes, I did.
I knew it. You're an only child. Your parents really planned for your future. You inherited the house too, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can get around to taking care of it.
Then I'll do that for you.
What?
I have a lot of time at hand, and I'm still young enough for housekeeping.
Oh no, I can't ask you to do that for me.
Why would you say that? As I just said, you can always count on me.
Sure, but I'm still talking with Jared about this.
Don't be shy, honey. Leave it to me to make good use of it.
Abigail? 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 Can I have a minute to talk with you?
Oh, hey, Bree. What's going on?
I just heard from the neighbors that unfamiliar people were roaming around at my parents' house. And one of the people they described kind of resembled you. You were there, weren't you?
Oops. I got caught, didn't I?
What were you doing? And who was the other man with you?
Oh, he's from a construction company.
Construction? What do you mean?
I've been planning to take down that old house and build a new one. We were looking around to get an idea of what it could look like.
A new house? I'm the one that inherited the house. You can't just destroy my house, Abigail.
But we're a family. Families need to share, right?
What?
You're going to be living there, right?
Well, just temporarily until we finish organizing everything. But we haven't decided anything yet. My parents left so suddenly, we didn't have the time to think it through.
That's what I thought. I have a good idea, actually.
An idea?
I'll take down that shabby house and build a new one.
Excuse me?
Ah, of course, you'll get to live with me too. I'll let you take care of me until I die.
No way.
You should appreciate my kind offer.
Abigail, please stop acting selfish.
Selfish? As I told you, you're my son's wife, so your house is already mine. You can't talk back to me like that.
So that's why you were kind to me when my parents left.
What are you talking about?
My parents built that house.
But they moved abroad, right? And you inherited it, so I can do what I like with it.
But it's not your house.
Then bring me the land title certificates. I'll sign my name on it. Then it'll be my land for real.
Are you being serious, Abigail?
I'm super serious. I have to talk with the contractor soon, so bring those documents as soon as possible. Bree, it's an emergency. You have to answer.
What happened, Abigail?
You aren't at that house now, are you?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, I went to take a look because you're taking forever to bring those certificates. Then, I see people in the house, and they're definitely not you, Bree. Are they burglars? You have to come back.
Oh, don't worry about them.
Why not? You have to come quick. What if they steal the certificates?
The certificates aren't there, Abigail.
What do you mean?
We don't live there, actually.
What? Why wouldn't you be?
Well, I talked with Jared, and we decided we'd actually like our parents to come back.
What? Why would that happen?
Madeline loves my parents. She had a really difficult time when my parents departed too. So I talked it out with Jared, and we decided we would rather have my parents watch her grow up close by.
And he agreed to that?
Yes, and I contacted my parents too. They said they'll be back after 5 years.
Oh no! What happens to my plan then?
Your plan? to take down that shabby old house and build a new one, and have you live with me so you can take care of me when I get old. But that's all in your mind, isn't it? We never agreed to that. And it's not your land in the first place. But it's yours, since you inherited it, isn't it? It is, right now. But I'll give it back to my parents once they come back.
No way! What a waste!
Luckily, we already own the room we live in now. So I'm going to give that house back to my dad.
But then, who are those people at the house?
We decided to rent it out while my parents are abroad. I think they just moved in yesterday, but I don't know anything about them. The real estate agent takes care of these things.
But I already signed the contractors to demolish that house.
Demolish? Abigail, you can't just do that to someone else's house.
Yes, so that's why I came to pick up the certificates and sign my name on it, so I have the rights to everything. You're being so selfish, Bree.
Who's being selfish? I just wanted to protect my own house, and you keep trying to take it away from me. You're completely shameless, Abigail.
No, I'm not.
I'll spell it out for you. That house will never be yours.
Then, what happens to my loans?
Loans? You rented money to demolish my house?
I did. The contractor said I needed to get money from the bank. I even had to beg my relatives to co-sign the debt. What do I do with it now?
How much worse can this get? Now you've ruined relationships with your own relatives.
What am I going to do, Bree?
Don't ask me, but you have to repay the debt, right?
I can't do that. I don't have enough income.
Then, how are you going to pay for it anyways?
Of course, you and Jared were supposed to pay. Naturally, since you were going to live in the new house too, right?
I'm beyond shocked. You never consulted us about any of this. You did this all on your own, didn't you? And it all backfired. There's nothing I can do to help you, Abigail.
Bree, listen to me. Since the demolition was canceled last minute, they didn't even fully refund me. You're costing me a fortune, Bree. You have to pay up.
I cost you what? I'm the one that was about to be robbed of my own house. You can't seriously make this all my fault.
You convinced your parents to come back and you didn't even tell me. They were going away permanently, weren't they?
That's up to me and my parents. It's none of your business. That house was never yours in the first place, too.
But now I'm in so much debt because of you.
Well, I'm sorry about that. You'll have to work hard to pay it back.
You have to help me, Bree.
Why? I'm the victim. There's no way I'm going to help you.
But you're my son's wife. Families stick together in difficult times, don't they?
If I were at any fault, I would. But I'm not. Besides, you've been bullying me ever since I married Jared. I'm not going to be helping such a mean person.
Bully? I was just trying to help you be a decent wife. It was my duty to teach an imbecile like you. Well, if you must insist, I'll talk with Jared myself. My sweetheart wouldn't leave me like this, unlike you, cold little monster.
Jared is tired of putting up with you too.
What?
He knows all about how you've been treating me, and he apologized on your behalf every time. He'd ask me to forgive you, since you're still his mom.
Oh, of course he would.
But your plans to take down my parents' house was the deal breaker. You've crossed the line, Abigail. He doesn't even want to see you anymore.
What do you mean?
Exactly as it sounds, I guess. I don't think he'll pick up your calls or answer messages anymore.
Oh no. Should I go see him at his work to ask for forgiveness?
He might call the cops on you for stalking if you did that.
No, he wouldn't. He's my kind baby. He'll want to help me if he sees me.
Well, not this time.
Why?
You didn't just cause me and my parents trouble. You've ruined things with your relatives too. He's embarrassed to have a mother like you. He said he's going to cut ties with you.
Cut ties? Does that mean I'm never seeing him again?
Presumably, yeah.
That can't happen. I need him to help me pay for my debts.
And that's exactly why he's leaving, Abigail.
What?
You're always so self-centered. You're just using your own child to pay for your debts.
That's not it. You can't take away her son from a mother. You can't stand it if Maddie was taken away, can you?
Of course not.
See?
But she'll never do that to me.
Stop quibbling with me. Just convince Jared to help me, okay? Don't cut ties with a mom in need of help. That's a horrible thing to do.
He'd never be convinced.
Why wouldn't he?
You're such a horrible person that even your son doesn't want anything to do with you.
This can't be happening. My life is over if Jared leaves me.
Well, I have never seen that kind man be so furious. I'm sure he'll never see you ever again.
No, I can't believe this. Bree, you have to do something about this. Tell him to stop.
He can't be convinced.
Then please, at least help me with the money. I'll apologize for everything I did. Don't leave me like this, please.
We can't do that. I can't forgive you for trying to take my parents' house from me.
So I said I'll apologize.
That doesn't fix anything. Don't you realize you were about to commit a crime?
Crime?
Building a house over someone else's land is punishable by law. You signed contracts to demolish the house, so you might be a criminal already. I could sue you if I wanted to.
Don't do that.
Then don't ever come anywhere near us. We don't want to hear from you ever again.
Please don't do this to me. Bree, please.
You take care of yourself, Abigail. Goodbye.
Bree, no. Please. Please help me.
It seems that her relatives paid back the debt in a lump sum. Even though she ended up not paying for the demolition, Abigail couldn't even pay for the cancellation fee. Apparently, her relatives were kind enough to take her in, but they are so furious they aren't letting her go until she pays everything back. Now, she works multiple jobs in a rural town without missing a day. I hope she pays up, even if it takes a lifetime. By the way, my parents don't know about any of this. They went abroad to enjoy a second life, so I didn't want to bother them. But I'm so glad they're coming back for my daughter. Until then, me and my husband will protect their house at all costs.
Kelly, I just finished work. I'm leaving the office now, so I won't be home until after 8 p.m.
Roger, I'm preparing a hot pot today, so look forward to it.
Oh, a hot pot. I'm so glad since it's cold today.
Great choice, isn't it?
I'm glad that you became a housewife after we got married.
Why did you say that all of a sudden?
I knew you wanted to work, so I didn't know if I should just let you quit your job and become a housewife. It was a difficult decision.
I didn't know that you were thinking about that seriously.
But I made the right decision. You cook delicious food for me every day when I come home after a long day at work. And you do the housework so perfectly that I have nothing to complain about. I'm a lucky guy.
By the way, Archie.
What is it?
I can't help but notice that you sounded a bit like a married man who lived in 1950s.
I'm trying to express my gratitude, so don't make fun of me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm happy to be your wife too. I like working, but I also like doing housework. Besides, I had something I've been studying since before we got married. So I'm also happy to have more time for that.
I'm glad you said that.
Since you told me that you're happy, I suddenly feel more motivated.
Glad to hear that. I'm really a lucky guy. Well then, I'll hurry up and go home.
Okay.
I'll be working late today.
What time will you be home?
I don't know, but I'm sure I won't finish early.
Lately, you've been working late. What's going on?
Are you saying it's bad to do overtime work?
Not really, but is overtime work supposed to increase that suddenly?
I'm a mid-level guy at work, so I'm entrusted with a lot more things. I work hard every day, you know. I'm not like you who spend your time at home leisurely. Stop complaining about my overtime work.
I'm not complaining about you. I was just worried about you.
You don't need to worry about me.
Besides, I'm not just spending time at home leisurely. As a housewife, I've been working since before you woke up, okay? I think the difference is just whether you're working at home or at the office. I'm also continuing my studies. Can you please stop poking at me for being a housewife?
I don't like it when a housewife starts to get bossy.
What? You can't talk to me like that.
You're just hanging out at home. Besides, you've put on a lot of weight since we were newlyweds, haven't you? You look like a different person from the picture. I feel like I've been deceived.
Well, I may have gained some weight, but you've gained weight too, right?
I'm a man, so I don't mind if I gain some weight. But as a woman, you don't look good.
Stop talking nonsense.
As a husband, I want my wife to keep her beauty in style. Why don't you go out and work a little?
Huh? I wanted to keep my job, but you're the one who asked me to quit my job and become a housewife, right?
You're blaming me for that? That's a false accusation. Whether you're a housewife or not, if you're careful of what you eat and drink, you wouldn't have gained so much weight. Don't blame mothers.
I'm not blaming anyone, but you're being persistent.
Anyway, I'll come home late. I'm feeling kind of sick, so I'm going to go out to eat too.
What? Then why didn't you say so earlier? I've prepared dinner already.
Isn't that normal?
What do you mean?
Isn't it normal for a wife to cook for her husband? And now you're upset that I decided to eat out? I'm not supposed to be blamed in this situation.
I didn't mean to blame you. If you'd told me earlier, I could have put the food in the fridge for tomorrow.
What's with that tone? You're such a cocky wife. I'm really tired of dealing with you. Anyway, I'll be home late tonight, so I don't need dinner.
Okay then.
Mom's coming over today.
You mean from now?
Yes, so you should at least make dinner since she'll be arriving during that hour.
Wait a minute. You should have told me earlier. I haven't even gone shopping, so I don't have any groceries. Shall I order something for delivery?
Huh? Mom's coming over and you're going to serve her food delivery? She'll be sad.
Because I don't have time to go shopping or cook.
How long have you been a housewife? How can you be a housewife if you can't do that much?
A housewife is not a magician. I can't go shopping and cooking in an instant. Don't just say random things.
You keep making excuses and enjoying yourself. That's why you're fat and bloated. If you have to go shopping, run as fast as you can. It'll help you lose weight.
You're terrible. But still, I don't think I can make it in time.
Okay then, I won't ask a favor from a useless wife like you anymore.
What? Then what about dinner?
I'll tell Mom what happened and we'll go eat at a pub near the station. You're really useless.
I'm sorry. Well then, let me know when you have arrived there. I'll show up too.
You won't change anything by coming to the venue.
What are you talking about?
Try to put yourself in Mom's shoes. I don't think she wants to eat in front of a wife who can't cook dinner. It's pathetic. That's why you don't have to come.
That's a bit harsh.
I want to talk to Mom, and I don't need you to join us.
But I haven't seen your mother for a while. I'd like to say hello to her too.
Well, I don't think she'd like that.
You're being rude to me, you know that?
I forgot to tell you this morning. Mom is moving in next month.
Huh? Wait a minute. I haven't heard anything about that.
I mean, Mom will be living together with us starting next month.
Living together? Why are you making such an important decision on your own? I'm your wife, so you and your mother should discuss about that in advance since it's a family matter.
Wife? Family? How can you be so brazen?
What do you mean?
You can't even entertain Mom when she comes over. I made you a housewife, but you can't even do the housework properly.
That's not true. I've never skipped doing housework since we got married. The only reason I couldn't cook yesterday was because it was so sudden.
Your excuses are the best in the world. Even Mom was appalled since you couldn't even entertain her. You've been slacking off so much, and that's why you've gotten fat.
That's not the point, but it's too much to decide about your mother living together with us on your own.
If you have a problem with it, you can leave.
Excuse me?
I can't stand it when you complain about everything every day.
I'm not complaining. It's something that we should discuss as a family.
If you were a decent wife, I would have done that. But what's the point of discussing it with you, who does nothing but complain and live a life of idleness? So if you don't like it, get out of my house.
Huh?
With Mom around, I don't have to worry about housework. If anything, she does it much more perfectly than you. If she lives with me, I wouldn't need you anymore.
That's a terrible thing to say. Is that why you met your mother yesterday?
Yeah, that's right. We had to go over a lot of details. I'm just glad you weren't there.
I can't believe you talked about all that stuff while I wasn't there. You shouldn't have done that.
I told you, I don't need you anymore. You can leave anytime you want, okay?
Leave anytime I want? Does that mean you want a divorce?
Well, that's what it means, because there's no point in having a useless wife like you. And Mom would be in trouble too.
How selfish of you.
You should think about doing the housework. It's no wonder that I want a divorce.
I see. If it's a one-sided divorce for some unexplainable reason, you'll have to pay alimony. Are you really sure about that?
Alimony? Stop talking big. I'll pay you that much. I have enough money to pay alimony. It's not something you should be worried about.
Looks like you've been thinking about it.
Well, you're not even good at housework. Besides, you're getting fat and visually impaired. It's no wonder I decided to get a divorce. Mom was quick to agree with me. I wish you could thank me for allowing you to be a lazy housewife.
I can't believe you were such a horrible person. I'm disappointed in you.
I didn't expect you to turn into an ugly woman, but I guess I'm glad that I don't need to see your poor appearance anymore.
That's too much. Stop making fun of me.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the house. You have 2 weeks. In the meantime, pack up your stuff and get out. Also, you must clean this house up before Mom gets here.
How unreasonable. Such a terrible thing in this world. I now understand exactly how you feel.
Well then, I'll write the divorce papers today and leave them on the kitchen table. Go fill out your part and submit it to the authorities. That's the last thing you need to do as my wife.
Seems that you're so well prepared. I'm surprised.
I've always been a man who knows how to get things done. I'm surprised you didn't notice that. You're not a good wife, just as I thought. Hey, it's been 2 weeks. You haven't prepared anything. Even the divorce papers are still on the kitchen table. What do you think you're doing?
Did you check?
Check what?
I'm asking if you checked the divorce papers.
Why are you being so bossy? I know you don't want a divorce, but don't stretch it out any further. I thought I gave you a deadline.
Are you sure you want a divorce?
You're so persistent. I can't live with an ugly wife like you anymore.
I understand. Then, you're the one who's leaving.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Are you forgetting something? This house is in my name because I bought it. As long as I'm the owner, you're the one who's leaving.
I don't get it. Why do I have to leave this house? If you're the owner, why don't you keep paying the mortgage?
Huh?
Anyway, I'm going to live in this house with Mom, so get the hell out.
Are you out of your mind? Stop blabbering nonsense. All the payments on this house have been made by me, so it's completely my property. That's why you're the one who's leaving.
Don't be silly. You're a housewife and you didn't even have a job. There's no way you can pay the mortgage on the house.
You're the one who's silly. I've been studying investments since before I got married. Thanks to my patience, I now have enough money to buy 2 houses.
Quit joking. You can't do that.
That's why I thought about working from home.
Huh?
I started a web school.
I don't know anything about that.
Because I didn't tell you. You didn't even make time to talk to me. There are so many people who want to learn about investing. I was making a lot of profit from my business.
Really?
I already have over 2,000 students. I make a lot more money than you do. So I won't be in trouble even if you divorce me. I want to thank myself for working hard until this day.
Are you telling me the truth?
Of course. So I've decided to sell this house because I want a fresh start upon divorce.
Wait a minute. This house is going to be occupied by me and Mom, okay? We're supposed to move in tomorrow.
Oh my. You'll be in big trouble then. I think you should cancel the arrangements right away. There's no point in moving all your stuff in here. I have no regrets about what I have here, so I've decided to get rid of it all.
Huh? I don't like it when you say that all of a sudden.
Seriously? I was told to move out of this house by you out of the blue.
Selling the house is not something you can do on your own. You should have told me in advance.
What did you say? You didn't tell me anything about your mother moving in with us, and also about a divorce in advance.
It was Mom's idea. So let's talk about it properly as a married couple from now on.
Don't be selfish. You're the one who decided to let your mother move in without any discussion in advance. That's why I've decided to go ahead with it on my own too. I've already decided on a new house, and I'm ready to start living there. There's nothing to discuss with you.
A new house? But the divorce papers are still on the kitchen table, right? That means you're hesitating to divorce. Let's talk about it again. I'm sorry about what happened. I apologize.
The divorce papers are still there because I didn't want to go to the authorities.
Huh?
Why don't you file them? Oh, but since you're leaving this house anyway, I can file them for you while I'm at it.
What the hell? Stop fooling around. Even if we get divorced, who's going to pay alimony to such a nasty person like you?
I see.
What?
Do you think that kind of nonsense will work?
Huh?
You're cheating on me, aren't you? If you cheat on your wife during marriage, of course you'll have to pay alimony.
What do you mean cheating? You're trying to take money from me and you're just making up stories.
I'm not making up stories. You think I don't know what's going on? You're so naive. She's a young and pretty girl with white skin.
Don't be delusional.
I'm not being delusional. You said you were working late or something. But I know you went to a hotel with that girl. You lured her with fancy food and luxurious brand gifts, didn't you?
What?
After we got married, you hardly ever worked overtime. But one day, you suddenly started coming home late and stopped eating dinner. So I asked the private investigator to look into you.
You did that?
Then, I got all the photos as evidence in no time.
No way.
You were bad-mouthing me when you talked to your mother. You were going to kick me out of the house and be with that girl. But you're too naive. It's too obvious that you're having an affair. It was all very suspicious to me. I'm sorry to hear that your mother was deceived in such a way, but it doesn't matter to me anymore.
I can't believe it. The future I've planned for myself is falling apart.
That kind of childish thinking won't bring you a brighter future. If you want your dreams to come true, you'd better study harder. You really are pathetic.
Kelly, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I'm sorry about the affair. I'm breaking up with her anyway, so please reconsider the divorce.
What are you talking about? You're the one who made me seriously think about the divorce.
Huh?
I was hurt by what you said and did, and I was on the verge of breaking down. But I couldn't forget you when we met each other for the first time. I've held off on divorcing you because I couldn't forget how happy we were when we got married.
I know. We should go back to the beginning. We got married because we loved each other so much. Divorce is not a good idea.
But when you asked me to divorce you, I finally came to my senses. So, we're going to go our separate ways from now on.
I'm sincerely sorry for what I did. So please stay married to me.
Are your feelings that easy to change? You told me to get a divorce and get out of here. Now you want us to still be married? You've got to be kidding me. You're just saying that because you won't have a place to live.
No, you misunderstand me. I really want to start over with you, Kelly.
I can't trust you anymore. I can't live with you as a married couple. Anyway, the house is going to be sold. You'll have to move your stuff out right away.
But Mom's stuff is due to arrive.
You'll have to change the destination of that too. It's too much trouble to have it brought to this house.
We got married because we love each other. And yet, this kind of treatment is too much.
How dare you? You made fun of me for being a housewife. You humiliated and hurt my feelings by calling me fat. And then, when you found out I had money, you suddenly changed your attitude. You deserve to be punished.
Oh no.
If you won't file for divorce, I'll sue you through my lawyer.
Wait a minute. I never meant to divorce you. Kelly, please reconsider.
I refuse. You even prepared the divorce papers, but you weren't serious about it. I've had enough hearing your lame excuses. Anyway, I don't even want to see your face anymore. I'll block your number too after this exchange is over.
Hey, Kelly, wait. Forgive me and help me, please.
That's impossible. After that, through my lawyer, we finally got divorced. Of course, Archie will pay for the alimony. He insisted until the last minute that he would never get a divorce. He didn't even move out of the house, but eventually he was kicked out by the real estate agent. According to his lawyer, his mother, who had a habit of spending money, was heavily in debt. It seems that she planned to move in with us in order to make my life difficult and pay off her debts. I let out a big sigh of relief when I realized that I don't need to deal with those scumbags anymore. I'm so glad I divorced him early. Archie was told by his affair partner that she was not interested in a man who had to pay alimony and lost a place to live. She dumped him without a second thought. His affair partner had only approached him for his money. I can't believe he doesn't even realize that. Archie became desperate after losing everything, and I heard that he was forced to resign from his job because he kept making mistakes at work. Now he lives with his mother in a small apartment. They work all day long to pay for the debts. I'm relieved to have a clean break with such a lame mother and son. My web school business is going well, and I'm living without any financial problems. I have further ambitions for my work, so I'm going to enjoy my days full of work for a while. I saw a special feature on the news today. The tuition for college costs about $24,500 per year for a public school and $46,900 for a private school.
I didn't know it cost that much. I can't imagine what it must be like to have to pay to get a proper education.
I agree with you. That's a lot of money just for tuition fees. If our daughter has to move away from home to go to college, I will also need to pay rent, living expenses, etc. It's an awful lot amount of money to spend for 4 years.
That's right. We're just getting poorer and poorer.
I've been trying to save some money so that we can have a little bit of savings, but it's getting depressing. Next year, she's going to start junior high school, so cram school fees will be higher.
I know, but I guess every parent does their best for their cute son or daughter. It's a tough world.
Yes, it is. We have to do our best as parents for Michelle too.
Yeah, I'll do the hard work. You take care of the finances and the savings.
I understand. I'm just trying to avoid using student loan as much as possible. Maybe I'll take on a few more part-time jobs too.
I'll leave that up to you, but try not to overdo it and fall behind.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you're here with me. It's gonna be tough until Michelle starts working, but we'll work together as a couple.
Sure. Hey, something terrible happened.
What is it?
The money we've been saving for Michelle's education is disappearing. Don't you know anything about this?
Oh.
Just tell me, Johnny. You know something. Be honest.
I spent $50,000 of our daughter's college tuition on my affair partner.
Huh? Why are you being so selfish? This is the money we both save up for Michelle, you know? With that money, even if she went to private school, we could manage to pay for her school fees. That money was saved for years for her college expenses.
Did you know I was cheating on you?
Yes, I knew that.
Really?
I knew a long time ago, but I pretended not to notice for Michelle's sake. I didn't want her to worry about me when she had an important exam coming up.
An important exam? How much do you know about her academic ability?
How can you say that even though you're her father? She's been studying hard since elementary school. Thanks to that, she gradually improved her grades. She got into one of the best schools during high school. Don't make fun of her.
Don't make me laugh. The woman I'm having an affair with has a kid about the same age as Michelle. He's a boy, and he's so smart. He always gets first place in high school. He said that he's so bored in school. He's good, right?
So what? It's none of our business.
Maybe it's none of our business, but think about me too.
What?
Instead of spending money on a girl who doesn't even have a talent, I'd rather spend my money on the son of a promising woman with whom I'm having an affair.
What are you talking about? Michelle is our only blood-related daughter. You promised me that you would work hard until she graduated from college. Did you forget that? How can you say such a terrible thing?
My affair partner's son is going to a private medical school. He'll be a doctor in the future. I bet he'll make more money than Michelle.
What?
I'm sure he'll get back all the money we spent on his college tuition. So I just have to wait for him to pay me back in the end. If he becomes a doctor, he'll be able to feed me and his mother.
What the?
I'm just saying that I'd rather invest in a brilliant kid.
What are you talking about? Why should we invest in someone else's kid? Our kid is Michelle, right?
I'm not going to invest in my daughter who is not academically gifted. So I'll use the $50,000 for my affair partner's son's education. Stop complaining. Since it's a medical school, so even $50,000 won't be enough.
I won't allow you to be so selfish. Soon, the announcement of our daughter's acceptance to a public university will come. As soon as she gets accepted, I have to transfer the admission fee and tuition. I'm sure she has other things to buy too. So please return the money immediately.
I don't care about tuition fees for a girl who doesn't have much academic ability. It's a waste of money. You're the one who has to deal with your incompetent daughter's tuition.
Incompetent? How can you say that? Why do you assume that she's not good enough? Michelle worked harder than anyone else to get into the school of her choice. You can say that because you didn't see how hard she tried her best.
Of course, everyone tries hard when applying to college. But think about it calmly. Which would you think is the best choice? Spending money on a promising student or spending money on a student who got into some sort of unknown university? Of course, it's better to spend money on a promising student.
How dare you? Michelle is our daughter. Why don't you trust and support her? It's crazy to spend money on someone else's child.
You don't even have to think about it. It's because Michelle has no future. Why waste money on a girl like that?
That's terrible.
My affair partner's son is from a single-parent family, and they don't have the money. So he told me that he'll give up college. What a waste. He's got good grades, and he wants to be a doctor in the future, so I decided to support him. I told him to take the entrance exam and that he doesn't have to worry about tuition. And I knew you were saving up for the education fee.
You don't support your own daughter and you support someone else's kid? You are such a jerk. What kind of parent you are that you dare to neglect your own child and spend the tuition money on other people's children?
You got a problem with that?
Of course.
If you don't like it so much, let's get a divorce.
Why would I do that? I'm not going to divorce until Michelle graduates from college.
I'm not going to invest in Michelle who has no future. Besides, I already transferred the money.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I think I spent the money in the right way.
You are such a scumbag. Michelle will never be happy being together with someone like you. I get it. Divorce me right now.
Oh, okay. Then I'll gladly divorce you. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?
What are you talking about?
You've got to be kidding me. What the hell is that content-certified mail?
As you can see, I'll never forgive you for hitting Michelle. She's in the hospital because of you. I can't even imagine how much it hurts her. How much pain do you have to put our daughter through as a father?
It's because she's so cocky. She's making fun of people.
That's because of what you've done. I think it's quite the thing for a daughter to make fun of her father.
Shut up. What's the point of having a lawyer coming here? I just got the cold shoulder from my boss.
I don't want anything more to happen to Michelle, so I asked the lawyer to take care of a lot of things. I'd rather you return the tuition money for Michelle.
I told you, I've already transferred that money. Both the mother and the son were very happy.
Of course, they got the money without even working.
I'm more than happy to have my affair partner's son spend the money.
Huh?
Besides, I've already given it to them, so there's no way to return it.
Right. Then I'll report you for hitting Michelle to the police.
What are you talking about all of a sudden? Are you threatening me? How can the police believe you if they don't have any proof?
If Michelle files a report, they'll definitely believe her. She's the one you beat up.
She's my daughter. She said something sassy, so I had to discipline her. It wasn't violence.
Whatever. You're such a jerk. Anyway, you don't mind losing your job, do you?
Well, I don't want to lose my job, but even if I did, I still can make ends meet. Besides, I'm going to be the parent of a doctor in the near future. I'm sure we'll be rich and happy.
How selfish. I don't want anything from you anymore. I don't want alimony or child support. I'll raise Michelle by myself. I'll make sure she finishes college. Never come near me or Michelle again.
Oh, I'd appreciate it if you do that. I don't care if you regret it and come crying to me later.
That's my line.
What? There's no way I'm going to regret investing in a brilliant kid. Now take Michelle with you and get out of my house. 10 years have passed. How are you? I was a criminal because of you guys, but I'm doing fine. I heard a rumor that Michelle is now the CEO of a company. Amazing. That's my girl indeed.
What do you mean? Your girl? You are a complete stranger to us.
Don't make harsh jokes.
I'm not joking. You and I broke up 10 years ago. Michelle doesn't have a father.
What are you talking about? I'm her father. Well, I'm sure a DNA test will prove that.
How dare you beat Michelle and hurt her? No one thinks you're her father. I told you never to contact me again. Let's end our conversation here.
Wait a minute. Actually, I need a favor. I hate to say it, but can you lend me some money?
Huh? What do you mean? What happened to the son you invested in? He became a doctor and he's supporting you, right? Shouldn't you be well off and living comfortably by now?
That's...
Don't tell me you invested $50,000 in him and he didn't become a doctor. That's hard to believe.
That's the thing. The guy failed the state exam.
Really? You said he was so good that you invested so much in him.
Ever since he failed the national exam, something snapped, and he became a bit of a wimp. Now he does nothing but staying at home. All that's left is the rest of his tuition debt, which I'm paying off.
Oh my, that's too bad. I thought he had such a bright future.
It was supposed to be that way, but somehow it turned out this way. I'm in a financial bind because of how things ended up. I'm going crazy trying to pay off my debt. So, can you lend me some money?
Why should I do that to you? How can you say that when we are strangers? Do you have any idea about what you've done?
I'm sorry. It was my shallow thinking that caused me to do such a terrible thing. I'm so sorry for what happened that time.
It doesn't matter if you're sorry now. We're strangers. Michelle worked really hard and got into Harvard. She received awards for her research at the university.
What? Harvard? She had the academic ability to do that? I can't believe she even got an award.
I told you that she had excellent grades, didn't I? But you didn't listen to me. You took everything I saved for her, that money.
I'm sorry that you've had a hard life.
No, Michelle didn't even need the money for her education.
Why not?
Because she was an excellent student and she got exempted from tuition. Sometimes I think it was a blessing since we are a family of single parent.
But you still had to pay rent and other living expenses, right?
Once she got to college, she started a part-time job and earned her own money, so she really made it easy for me. Of course, I've been helping her out with monthly allowance, but most of the time, I only had to take care of her health. Michelle is really a talented girl.
She really is. That's my girl.
I told you, Michelle doesn't have a father.
Hey, let's start over again. Let's be happy together as a family again.
Don't be silly. I would never do that. Have you ever thought about how we felt back then? If you had, you wouldn't have shown up like this. There is no way Michelle would have allowed me to become a family again with you.
Well then, could you let me work for Michelle's company? She's the CEO, right? Just let me work for her since I really need money.
Are you so dull? You really are a selfish person.
What?
Michelle doesn't even want to see your face. She doesn't even want to talk about you. Why do you think she would hire you?
You need to convince her. That's why I contacted you.
Who told you to contact me? I told you never to contact me again. Michelle's company doesn't need an insane man like you. Her company is full of well-educated employees, not a scumbag like you.
Can't you get a job there for me? I'm strapped for cash. I need to make money now.
Why are you in such a hurry?
I can't pay off my debts and I'm being chased by a bunch of scary people.
Seriously? Did you borrow the money from a nasty place?
It can't be helped. I didn't know where else to borrow.
What happened to the woman you had an affair with?
After her son failed the state exam, she just ran away and disappeared. I don't know why I got together with her.
Oh, is that what happened? I'm sure she only wanted money for her son's education, so she didn't care about you as a person.
It's terrible, isn't it? She put the debt on me and ran away. With a young guy. That's just unacceptable.
The son you invested in is lost in his own mind, and his mother ran away with another man, and you don't know where she is. What a comedy. I can't stop laughing.
You feel sorry for me, don't you? I can't even eat a decent meal right now.
What about your house?
I don't have a house. Even if I did, I couldn't live there.
Why not?
Because I'd get caught by scary people.
Well, that's good to know.
Why?
Because you've been punished.
Huh?
You betrayed your family, spent $50,000 of your daughter's college money without permission, and to top it all off, you violated and hurt her. I've been wondering about how to get my revenge on you, but it seems that what goes around comes around naturally. You deserve that.
What are you talking about? I'm your ex-husband and Michelle's father. Why are you talking about some sort of karma? You don't have to say that, and you could have helped me.
Help you? You betrayed and abandoned us, but now you want us to help you? You've got to be kidding me. Frankly speaking, I don't care what happens to you. Go to hell.
What did you say? Then I'll go directly to Michelle. She's definitely going to help me.
She won't do that.
Huh?
She hates you more than any other living beings in the world. Even more than me. I can't imagine how much it hurt her. Her company has made arrangements for you to stay out of her way. If you ever go to her office, I'm sure they'll immediately report you to the police as a suspicious intruder.
You're lying.
Michelle and I have always hated you, and I still hate you from the bottom of my heart. But I'm glad to know that you've been living a horrible life. Looks like God has punished you properly.
Stop saying terrible things. You shouldn't say that to someone who's suffering to get by.
You're the one who's terrible. You know what? Michelle said she couldn't stop shaking when she thought her body was filled with the blood of someone as horrible as you. She never wants to see you again, and she can never forgive you. That's how much she hates you. She even said she doesn't have a father.
How could she say that? Michelle is my daughter. She's supposed to help me in the end.
You think so? If you think so, why don't you go to her office? See what happens. You'll find out how she feels about you.
Oh no. You need to convince her. I need money right now. If I can't work, then just lend me the money.
Don't be silly. Michelle is not your ATM. Stop relying on that girl.
I apologize from the bottom of my heart. Michelle is the CEO, right? I'm sure she has enough money to help me. I'll apologize, but please do something about it.
I can't do that. Michelle even said that if you ever came in contact with her, she'd flee abroad.
Abroad?
Well, her company has a lot of overseas clients, so she can work from wherever she wants. Seems that she really doesn't want to see you. So I can't believe that Michelle would help you with anything.
Well, why don't you help me then?
Huh?
You're the one who's gonna have to come up with the money. For now, you're going to have to come up with $200,000. You can manage that much. With that, I can pay off in 5 years. Please, help me.
You're pathetic. You should be ashamed of your lame self.
What?
How selfish can you be? Why should I have to come up with the money for you? Stop screwing around. You took the $50,000 we saved for our daughter's college expenses and spent it on your affair partner's child. Not to forget that you made fun of Michelle so much that you left. I have no intention of helping you at all.
Oh no. Then what am I supposed to do? I can't survive.
I don't care. I guess you'll just have to apologize to those scary people. Or run to the police, maybe?
I don't want to do that.
But you have to pay back the money you borrowed. You're not a child, you know that, don't you?
But I have no money and no job. I just need your help until I can find a way out.
You're so persistent. I told you never to contact us again.
Don't be so cold. I'm asking you so hard. Why don't you show a little sympathy?
Huh? Think about how terrible you've been. Of course I can't help you.
Please, Samantha. If I don't do this, those scary people will find me. I don't know what will happen to me after that.
I don't care. You're the one who borrowed the money. You have no choice. It's none of my business, so you'll have to take care of it yourself. I'll block your number as of today.
You're lying, right? Please, help me. If you help me this time, I'll stay away from you forever. $200,000. Can't you do something about it?
Stop joking. Go and rot in hell. After that, Johnny was trying to get away from the scary people. He lived on the run for quite a while, but he had no job and ran out of money, so they grabbed him. I don't know what happened to him after that. I hope he is alive and well. But it doesn't matter because he has nothing to do with me or my daughter anymore. I continue to work and live as I always have. My daughter's company is going to expand in the near future, and she wants me to help her. So, we have been living apart since she went to college. However, we have decided to buy an apartment and live together. I'm very grateful to my daughter who is smart, kind, and dependable. I will continue to work hard for her while contributing to the company.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!